Correct sentence. Neither the teacher nor the students was able to solve the problem. Correct sentence. Neither the teacher nor the students were able to solve the problem. Explanation. The verb should agree with the closer subject, students, which is plural. 2. Incorrect sentence. He don't like eating vegetables. Correct sentence. He doesn't like eating vegetables. Explanation. He is singular, so the correct form is doesn't. 3. Incorrect sentence. She is one of the smartest girl in the class. Correct sentence. She is one of the smartest girls in the class. Explanation. One of the requires the plural form of the noun that follows it. 4. Incorrect sentence. The team have decided to cancel the meeting. Correct sentence. The team has decided to cancel the meeting. Explanation. Team is a collective noun and takes a singular verb. 5. Incorrect sentence. If I was you, I would take the job. Correct sentence. If I were you, I would take the job. Explanation. Use were for hypothetical situations after if. Incorrect. Each of the boys have their own bike. Correct. Each of the boys has his own bike. Explanation. Each takes a singular verb and pronoun. Incorrect. The furniture in the house are new. Correct. The furniture in the house is new. Explanation. Furniture is an uncountable noun and takes a singular verb. Incorrect. The committee are divided in their opinion. Correct. The committee is divided in its opinion. Explanation. Committee is a collective noun, treated as singular. Incorrect. She enjoys to play the piano. Correct. She enjoys playing the piano. Explanation. Enjoy is followed by a gerund verb plus ing. Incorrect. There's many options available. Correct. There are many options available. Explanation. Options is plural, so the verb should be are. Incorrect. He was driving fastly when the accident happened. Correct. He was driving fast when the accident happened. Explanation. Fast is an adverb and doesn't take li. Incorrect. I have less friends than you. Correct. I have fewer friends than you. Explanation. Use fewer with countable nouns. Incorrect. Neither of the two answers are correct. Correct. Neither of the two answers is correct. Explanation. Neither is singular and requires a singular verb. Incorrect. They are looking forward to meet you. Correct. They are looking forward to meeting you. Explanation. Look forward to is followed by a gerund. Incorrect. The reason why I left was because I was sick. Correct. The reason why I left was that I was sick. Explanation. Reason doesn't require because. Incorrect. She's taller than me. Correct. She's taller than I am. Explanation. Then introduces a comparison. The subject pronoun I is correct. Incorrect. The woman which lives next door is a doctor. Correct. The woman who lives next door is a doctor. Explanation. Use who for people. Incorrect. He is married with a lawyer. Correct. He is married to a lawyer. Explanation. The correct preposition is to. Incorrect. She suggested me to apply for the job. Correct. She suggested that I apply for job. Explanation. Suggest is followed by a clause. Incorrect. The population of the city have increased. Correct. The population of the city has increased. Explanation. Population is treated as singular. Incorrect. It's a 6 hours drive to the beach. Correct. It's a 6-hour drive to the beach. Explanation. Use the singular form when forming compound adjectives. Incorrect. Either the manager or the employees is responsible. Correct. Either the manager or the employees are responsible. Explanation. The verb agrees with the nearer subject, employees. Incorrect. If I would have known, I would have told you. Correct. If I had known, I would have told you. Explanation. Use past perfect for unreal past conditionals. Incorrect. He don't have enough money. Correct. He doesn't have enough money. Explanation. He takes doesn't. Incorrect. She said she would call me yesterday. Correct. She said she had called me yesterday. Explanation. Had is needed to indicate a past action relative to another past action. Incorrect. I have visited New York last summer. Correct. I visited New York last summer. Explanation. Use simple past for actions completed in the past. Incorrect. This is the best movie I've ever saw. Correct. This is the best movie I've ever seen. Explanation. Use the past participle, seen, after, have. Incorrect. She is more smarter than her sister. Correct. She is smarter than her sister. Explanation. More is not needed with comparatives. Incorrect. We could have gone to the party. Correct. We could have gone to the party. Explanation. Could have is incorrect. The correct form is could have. Incorrect. The cake smells deliciously. Correct. The cake smells delicious. Explanation. Use adjectives after sense verbs like smells. Incorrect. He enjoys to read books. Correct. He enjoys reading books. Explanation. Enjoy is followed by a gerund. Incorrect. I didn't went to the store. Correct. I didn't go to the store. Explanation. Didn't is followed by the base form of the verb. Incorrect. She never has any money in her purse. Correct. She doesn't ever have any money in her purse. Explanation. Never and any together are redundant. Incorrect. The dog chased its tail. Correct. The dog chased its tail. Explanation. It's is the possessive form. It's means it is. Incorrect. I look forward to hear from you. Correct. I look forward to hearing from you. Explanation. Look forward to is followed by a gerund. Incorrect. She is more taller than her brother. Correct. She is taller than her brother. Explanation. More is unnecessary with comparatives. Incorrect. He is as taller as his father. Correct. He is as tall as his father. Explanation. Use the base form of the adjective with as. Incorrect. He prefers tea than coffee. Correct. He prefers tea to coffee. Explanation. Prefer is followed by to. Incorrect. The company is known for its innovation. Correct. The company is known for its innovation. Explanation. Its is the correct possessive form. Incorrect. I could run faster when I was younger. Correct. I could have run faster when I was younger. Explanation. Could have indicates a past ability that was possible but didn't happen. Incorrect. Each of the players are ready. Correct. Each of the players is ready. Explanation. Each is singular. Incorrect. I want to lay down for a while. Correct. I want to lie down for a while. Explanation. Lie means to recline, lay means to place something down. Incorrect. The car is quite more expensive than I expected. Correct. The car is much more expensive than I expected. Explanation. Use much with comparatives. Incorrect. The bag is too much heavy for me to lift. Correct. The bag is too heavy for me to lift. Explanation. Much is not needed. Incorrect. She has a lots of work to do. Correct. She has a lot of work to do. Explanation. A lot is the correct form. Incorrect. He played good during the game. Correct. He played well during the game. Explanation. Well is the adverb form. Incorrect. I am used to waking up early every day. Correct. I am used to waking up early every day. Explanation. Used to is the correct expression for habits. Incorrect. My friend and me went to the park. Correct. My friend and I went to the park. Explanation. I is the subject of the sentence. Incorrect. He don't want to go to school today. Correct. He doesn't want to go to school today. Explanation. He takes doesn't. Incorrect. I feel myself very tired. Correct. I feel very tired. Explanation. Feel doesn't need myself in this context. Incorrect. The cat is sitting beside the dog. Correct. The cat is sitting beside the dog. Explanation. Beside means next to, while besides means in addition to. Incorrect. He is one of those people who works hard. Correct. He is one of those people who work hard. Explanation. The relative clause refers to people, which is plural, so work is correct. Incorrect. I have less books than you. Correct. I have fewer books than you. Explanation. Fewer is used for countable nouns. Incorrect. This is the same car that I seen yesterday. Correct. This is the same car that I saw yesterday. Explanation. Saw is the past tense of see. Incorrect. She speaks English good. Correct. She speaks English well. Explanation. Well is the correct adverb form. Incorrect. He should have gone to the doctor. Correct. He should have gone to the doctor. Explanation. The correct form is should have. Incorrect. I need to lose weight. Correct. I need to lose weight. Explanation. Lose refers to getting rid of something. Loose is an adjective. Incorrect. Between you and I, this is a secret. Correct. Between you and me, this is a secret. Explanation. Me is the object form and is correct after prepositions. Incorrect. He gave the book to she. Correct. He gave the book to her. Explanation. Her is the correct object pronoun. Incorrect. I will discuss about the issue tomorrow. Correct. I will discuss the issue tomorrow. Explanation. Discuss is not followed by about. Incorrect. I've never seen nothing like it. Correct. I've never seen anything like it. Explanation. Double negatives are incorrect in standard English. Incorrect. She is more better than I expected. Correct. She is better than I expected. Explanation. More is redundant with comparatives like better. Incorrect. He gave me an advice. Correct. He gave me some advice. Explanation. Advice is an uncountable noun and does not take an. Incorrect. It is a long time since I have saw him. Correct. It is a long time since I have seen him. Explanation. The past participle of see is seen. Incorrect. If I was you, I would go. Correct. If I were you, I would go. Explanation. Use were in conditional or hypothetical situations. Incorrect. He is playing soccer every day. Correct. He is playing soccer every day. Explanation. Every day means each day. Every day is an adjective. Incorrect. The police is coming. Correct. The police are coming. Explanation. Police is a plural noun. Incorrect. She bought 3 equipments for her lab. Correct. She bought 3 pieces of equipment for her lab. Explanation. Equipment is uncountable and doesn't take a plural form. Incorrect. I want to learn you how to play guitar. Correct. I want to teach you how to play guitar. Explanation. Learn means to acquire knowledge, teach means to instruct. Incorrect. He has the tendency of being late. Correct. He has the tendency to be late. Explanation. Tendency is followed by an infinitive. Incorrect. The amount of cars on the road is increasing. Correct. The number of cars on the road is increasing. Explanation. Number is used with countable nouns like cars. Incorrect. This is the best book I've ever read. Correct. This is the best book I've ever read. Explanation. Read, past tense, is pronounced differently but spelled the same. Incorrect. I suggest you to go to the doctor. Correct. I suggest that you go to the doctor. Explanation. Suggest is followed by a clause without to. Incorrect. He don't like ice cream. Correct. He doesn't like ice cream. Explanation. He requires doesn't. Incorrect. There is 5 apples on the table. Correct. There are 5 apples on the table. Explanation. 5 apples is plural, so the verb should be are. Incorrect. I didn't know the answer. Correct. I didn't know the answer. Explanation. Didn't is followed by the base form of the verb. Incorrect. I have fewer time to finish the project. Correct. I have less time to finish the project. Explanation. Use less with uncountable nouns like time. Incorrect. He works as an engineer. Correct. He works as an engineer. Explanation. Use an before words starting with vowel sounds. Incorrect. This is an unique opportunity. Correct. This is a unique opportunity. Explanation. Unique starts with a U sound, so a is used instead of an. Incorrect. He took the decision to leave. Correct. He made the decision to leave. Explanation. The correct collocation is make a decision. Incorrect. The news are interesting today. Correct. The news is interesting today. Explanation. News is an uncountable noun and takes a singular verb. Incorrect. She has been married since 5 years. Correct. She has been married for 5 years. Explanation. Use for with periods of time and since with specific points in time. Incorrect. She and him went to the store. Correct. She and he went to the store. Explanation. He is the subject pronoun. Incorrect. I am late, aren't I? Correct. I am late, aren't I? Explanation. Aren't I is the correct tag question form for I am. Incorrect. Each student must bring their own book. Correct. Each student must bring his or her own book. Explanation. Each is singular, so use singular pronouns. Incorrect. He told to me the secret. Correct. He told me the secret. Explanation. Told doesn't require to before the indirect object. Incorrect. She didn't like neither of the options. Correct. She didn't like either of the options. Explanation. Neither is incorrect with didn't, a negative use either. Incorrect. He was so hungry that he ate whole pizza. Correct. He was so hungry that he ate the whole pizza. Explanation. The is needed before whole. Incorrect. She is my older sister by 2 years. Correct. She is my older sister by 2 years. Explanation. Older is correct when referring to family members. Incorrect. If I win the lottery, I would buy a house. Correct. If I win the lottery, I will buy a house. Explanation. Use will for real conditional situations in the future. Incorrect. The man who we met yesterday is my boss. Correct. The man whom we met yesterday is my boss. Explanation. Use whom for the object of a verb. Incorrect. She has been working hardly all day. Correct. She has been working hard all day. Explanation. Hardly means scarcely, while hard is the correct adverb for effort. Incorrect. I am looking forward for the holidays. Correct. I am looking forward to the holidays. Explanation. Look forward to is the correct phrase. Incorrect. He is not tall enough for reach the shelf. Correct. He is not tall enough to reach the shelf. Incorrect. He gave a presentation in front of all the staffs. Correct. He gave a presentation in front of all the staff. Explanation. Staff is an uncountable noun and does not take an s. Incorrect. This is the first time I am hearing of it. Correct. This is the first time I have heard of it. Explanation. Use present perfect for first-time experiences. Incorrect. The population of the city have increased. Correct. The population of the city has increased. Explanation. Population is a collective noun, which takes a singular verb. Incorrect. I want to lend you my book for the weekend. Correct. I want to loan you my book for the weekend. Explanation. Lend is commonly used for the act of giving something temporarily, but loan can also be used, depending on the region. Incorrect. Neither the teacher nor the students was on time. Correct. Neither the teacher nor the students were on time. Explanation. The verb should agree with the noun closer to its students. Incorrect. He drove too fastly to stop in time. Correct. He drove too fast to stop in time. Explanation. Fast is both an adjective and adverb, so fastly is incorrect. Incorrect. I look forward to meet you at the event. Correct. I look forward to meeting you at the event. Explanation. After look forward to, use a gerund verb plus ing. Incorrect. He enjoys to swim in the ocean. Correct. He enjoys swimming in the ocean. Explanation. Certain verbs like enjoy are followed by a gerund. Incorrect. I will return your call when I will be available. Correct. I will return your call when I am available. Explanation. The future tense is not used in time clauses. Incorrect. The building has many modern equipments. Correct. The building has many modern pieces of equipment. Explanation. Equipment is uncountable, so pieces of is used to indicate quantity. Incorrect. He didn't say nothing during the meeting. Correct. He didn't say anything during the meeting. Explanation. Double negatives are incorrect. Use anything with didn't. Incorrect. You should try and solve the problem yourself. Correct. You should try to solve the problem yourself. Explanation. The correct expression is try to, not try and. Incorrect. She is more taller than her sister. Correct. she is taller than her sister. Explanation. More is redundant when a comparative adjective like taller is used. Incorrect. Let's discuss about the project later. Correct. Let's discuss the project later. Explanation. Discuss does not require the preposition about. Incorrect. She gave me too many informations. Correct. She gave me too much information. Explanation. Information is uncountable and does not take a plural form. Incorrect. The weather in the mountains are unpredictable. Correct. The weather in the mountains is unpredictable. Explanation. Weather is a singular noun and requires a singular verb. Incorrect. We went to the concert last night and enjoyed it. Correct. We went to the concert last night and enjoyed it. Explanation. Maintain consistent tense. Since went is past tense, use enjoyed. Incorrect. I don't know who did you invite to the party. Correct. I don't know who you invited to the party. Explanation. The statement is not a direct question, so the word order changes. Incorrect. She always helps me with my homeworks. Correct. She always helps me with my homework. Explanation. Homework is uncountable and does not have a plural form. Incorrect. There is a lot of peoples at the event. Correct. There is a lot of people at the event. Explanation. People is already plural, so peoples is incorrect in this context. Incorrect. It's one of the most interesting novel I have read. Correct. It's one of the most interesting novels I have read. Explanation. One of must be followed by a plural noun. Incorrect. The furniture in the room were very old. Correct. The furniture in the room was very old. Explanation. Furniture is uncountable and takes a singular verb. Incorrect. Do you know where is the nearest supermarket? Correct. Do you know where the nearest supermarket is? Explanation. In indirect questions, the verb follows the subject. Incorrect. I didn't do nothing wrong. Correct. I didn't do anything wrong. Explanation. Double negatives are incorrect, so anything is used. Incorrect. He's the man which I met yesterday. Correct. He's the man whom I met yesterday. Explanation. Use whom when referring to the object of a verb or preposition. Incorrect. I should have gone to the meeting. Correct. I should have gone to the meeting. Explanation. Should have is the correct form, should have is incorrect. Incorrect. She doesn't knows the answer. Correct. She doesn't know the answer. Explanation. Doesn't is followed by the base form of the verb. Incorrect. The news are good today. Correct. The news is good today. Explanation. News is a singular noun, despite the s. Incorrect. He never has seen such a beautiful place. Correct. He has never seen such a beautiful place. Explanation. The correct word order is has never seen. Incorrect. Each of the players have a role to play. Correct. Each of the players has a role to play. Explanation. Each is singular, so it requires a singular verb. Incorrect. He is not only talented, but also has a great work ethics. Correct. He is not only talented, but also has great work ethic. Explanation. Work ethic is a singular, uncountable concept and does not take a plural form. Incorrect. It is high time you leave the office. Correct. It is high time you left the office. Explanation. High time requires a past tense verb for something that should have been done. Incorrect. She ran quickly to the shop to catch the sale. Correct. She ran to the shop to catch the sale. Explanation. Ran already implies speed, so quickly is redundant. Incorrect. The committee were divided in their opinions. Correct. The committee was divided in its opinions. Explanation. Committee is a singular noun referring to a group, and singular agreement is needed. Incorrect. Neither John nor his friends is available. Correct. Neither John nor his friends are available. Explanation. The verb should agree with the noun closest to it, friends, in this case. Incorrect. This is a very unique painting. Correct. This is a unique painting. Explanation. Unique means one of a kind, and doesn't need qualifiers like very. Incorrect. The reason he left is because he was tired. Correct. The reason he left was that he was tired. Explanation. because, is redundant after, the reason, use, was that, instead. Incorrect. She has less books than I do. Correct. She has fewer books than I do. Explanation. Fewer, is used for countable nouns like, books, while, less, is for uncountable nouns. Incorrect. She has been married since 20 years. Correct. She has been married for 20 years. Explanation. Use, for, with periods of time and, since, with specific starting points. Incorrect. Everyone should do their best in the exam. Correct. Everyone should do his or her best in the exam. Explanation. Everyone, is singular, so the pronoun should agree, although, there, is now becoming widely accepted. Incorrect. She said me she will be there. Correct. She told me she will be there. Explanation. Said, is not used with a direct object, told, is used when specifying the person spoken to. Incorrect. I am interested for learning new skills. Correct. I am interested in learning new skills. Explanation. The correct preposition with, interested, is, in. Incorrect. He suggested me to apply for the job. Correct. He suggested that I apply for the job. Explanation. After, suggest, the structure should be, suggest that, plus subject plus base form of the verb. Incorrect. My cousins' both cars are expensive. Correct. Both of my cousins' cars are expensive. Explanation. The correct word order is, both of, plus possessive noun. Incorrect. They would rather prefer coffee than tea. Correct. They would rather have coffee than tea. Explanation. Would rather, already expresses preference, so, prefer, is redundant. Incorrect. He is more superior than his colleague. Correct. He is superior to his colleague. Explanation. Superior, is already a comparative adjective, so, more, is unnecessary. Incorrect. She didn't finish her work, isn't it? Correct. She didn't finish her work, did she? Explanation. The correct tag question format is to reverse the positive-negative verb structure. Incorrect. He hardly never comes to visit us. Correct. He hardly ever comes to visit us. Explanation. Hardly, is a negative adverb, so using, never, creates a double negative. Incorrect. He is responsible to managing the project. Correct. He is responsible for managing the project. Explanation. Responsible, is followed by, for, when indicating duty. Incorrect. The more you practice, more confident you'll become. Correct. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Explanation. The comparative structure, the more, requires, the, in both clauses. Incorrect. I'm waiting since 2 hours. Correct. I've been waiting for 2 hours. Explanation. Use the present perfect continuous tense with, for, to. Describe duration. Incorrect. I'll call you after I will finish the meeting. Correct. I'll call you after I finish the meeting. Explanation. Future tense isn't used in time clauses, use the present tense. Incorrect. We should try and help them. Correct. We should try to help them. Explanation. The phrase, try to, is the correct grammatical form. Incorrect. He doesn't care about none of that. Correct. He doesn't care about any of that. Explanation. Double negatives are incorrect in standard English, none, becomes, any. Incorrect. She didn't like the movie. Correct. She didn't like the movie. Explanation. After, didn't, the verb should be in its base form. Incorrect. I have visited Paris 3 years ago. Correct. I visited Paris 3 years ago. Explanation. Use the past simple for specific time references in the past. Not the present perfect. Incorrect. This is between you and I. Correct. This is between you and me. Explanation. Between, is a preposition and takes object pronouns like, me, not subject pronouns like, I. Incorrect. He will return back tomorrow. Correct. He will return tomorrow. Explanation. Return, already implies coming back, so, back, is redundant. Incorrect. There's too much furnitures in this room. Correct. There's too much furniture in this room. Explanation. Furniture, is uncountable, so it does not take a plural form. Incorrect. I am sure you can be able to complete this task. Correct. I am sure you can complete this task. Explanation. Can already expresses ability, so be able to is redundant. Incorrect. The number of applicants are increasing. Correct. The number of applicants is increasing. Explanation. The number of takes a singular verb because it refers to the number itself. Incorrect. Can you explain me the process? Correct. Can you explain the process to me? Explanation. Explain is followed by the object and then the indirect object to me. Incorrect. This book belongs to her. Correct. This book belongs to her. Explanation. Book should be singular to agree with this. Incorrect. He invited she and her friends. Correct. He invited her and her friends. Explanation. Her is the object form, whereas she is a subject pronoun. Incorrect. They were unable of completing the project. Correct. They were unable to complete the project. Explanation. Unable is followed by the infinitive form, to complete. Incorrect. She speaks well English. Correct. She speaks English well. Explanation. Well is the adverb that should follow the object English. Incorrect. His both answers were incorrect. Correct. Both his answers were incorrect. Explanation. The correct word order is both before the possessive pronoun. Incorrect. She is a more better singer than her sister. Correct. She is a better singer than her sister. Explanation. Better is already a comparative adjective, so more is redundant. Incorrect. There's less opportunities now. Correct. There are fewer opportunities now. Explanation. Opportunities is countable, so fewer should be used instead of less. Incorrect. He preferred to stay home than going out. Correct. He prefers to stay home rather than going out. Explanation. Prefers requires agreement with the subject and rather than is used for comparisons. Incorrect. I wish I was as smart as him. Correct. I wish I were as smart as him. Explanation. The subjunctive mood uses were for hypothetical or contrary to fact statements. Incorrect. You can return the book to whoever you borrowed it from. Correct. You can return the book to whomever you borrowed it from. Explanation. Whomever is the correct objective case in this sentence because it's the object of the preposition from. Incorrect. Each of the boys are playing football. Correct. Each of the boys is playing football. Explanation. Each is singular, so it requires a singular verb. Incorrect. The teacher gave advice to my friend and I. Correct. The teacher gave advice to my friend and me. Explanation. Me is the correct object form after the preposition to. Incorrect. No sooner had he arrived when the meeting started. Correct. No sooner had he arrived than the meeting started. Explanation. No sooner is followed by then, not when. Incorrect. Neither of the options are ideal. Correct. Neither of the options is ideal. Explanation. Neither is singular, so it requires a singular verb. Incorrect. She can speak 5 different languages fluently, including Chinese. Correct. She can speak 5 different languages fluently, among them Chinese. Explanation. Among them is a better alternative to avoid confusion, as including can be ambiguous. Incorrect. He has a talent to make people laugh. Correct. He has a talent for making people laugh. Explanation. Talent for is the correct prepositional phrase. Incorrect. The movie was too boring, so we left early. Correct. The movie was so boring that we left early. Explanation. To suggests excessiveness without a result, so with that explains the cause and result. Incorrect. My sister, who I admire, is visiting me tomorrow. Correct. My sister, whom I admire, is visiting me tomorrow. Explanation. Whom is the correct objective case in this relative clause. Incorrect. I consider him as my mentor. Correct. I consider him my mentor. Explanation. Is unnecessary in this construction. Incorrect. You should read this book, it's really interesting. Correct. You should read this book, it's really interesting. Explanation. A semicolon or a period should be used instead of a comma to separate 2 independent clauses. Incorrect. She walked past me without saying nothing. Correct. She walked past me without saying anything. Explanation. Double negatives are grammatically incorrect in standard English. Incorrect. The population of the city have increased dramatically. Correct. The population of the city has increased dramatically. Explanation. Population is a collective noun and takes a singular verb. Incorrect. I can't hardly wait for the concert. Correct. I can't wait for the concert. Explanation. Can't hardly is a double negative, which is incorrect. Incorrect. The suspect denied to have committed the crime. Correct. The suspect denied having committed the crime. Explanation. After denied, the gerund form, having committed, should be used. Incorrect. We are thinking to go for a vacation in December. Correct. We are thinking of going for a vacation in December. Explanation. Thinking of is the correct idiomatic phrase followed by a gerund. Incorrect. The new rule will affect everyone in the company. Correct. The new rule will affect everyone in the company. Explanation. Affect is the verb meaning to influence, while affect is a noun. Incorrect. He behaves like he is the boss. Correct. He behaves as if he is the boss. Explanation. As if is the proper conjunction for hypothetical situations. Incorrect. He insisted for coming to the party. Correct. He insisted on coming to the party. Explanation. Insist on is the correct prepositional phrase. Incorrect. The meeting will begin from 3 p.m. Correct. The meeting will begin at 3 p.m. Explanation. From is not used to indicate the start of a specific time. At is correct. Incorrect. Let's divide the pizza between the three of us. Correct. Let's divide the pizza among the three of us. Explanation. Between is used for two parties, while among is used for three or more. Incorrect. He prefers coffee more than tea. Correct. He prefers coffee to tea. Explanation. The correct construction is prefer it to be, not more than. Incorrect. I'll explain you the process after lunch. Correct. I'll explain the process to you after lunch. Explanation. Explain is followed by the object and then the indirect object to you. Incorrect. I have a doubt about whether I can finish this work. Correct. I have doubts about whether I can finish this work. Explanation. Have doubts is a more accurate expression in this context. Incorrect. John plays guitar well, but he is good in singing. Correct. John plays guitar well, but he is good at singing. Explanation. Good at is the correct prepositional phrase when referring to a skill. Incorrect. There were a large number of informations in the report. Correct. There was a large amount of information in the report. Explanation. Information is an uncountable noun and does not take a plural form. Incorrect. This is the most quickest way to solve the problem. Correct. This is the quickest way to solve the problem. Explanation. Quickest is already a superlative and does not need most. Incorrect. I'll pick you up at around 9 a.m. in the morning. Correct. I'll pick you up at around 9 a.m. Explanation. A.m. already implies in the morning, so in the morning is redundant. Incorrect. The dog who barked all night belongs to my neighbor. Correct. The dog that barked all night belongs to my neighbor. Explanation. Use that instead of who when referring to animals unless personified. Incorrect. The news was not as worse as we thought. Correct. The news was not as bad as we thought. Explanation. Use bad for simple comparison, not worse, which is the comparative form of bad. Incorrect. They asked me to recommend them a good lawyer. Correct. They asked me to recommend a good lawyer to them. Explanation. The correct word order is to place the object, a good lawyer, first, followed by the indirect object. Incorrect. I had a conversation with the CEO and the CFO respectively. Correct. I had a conversation with the CEO and the CFO. Explanation. Respectively, is unnecessary unless the roles are being matched with other elements. Incorrect. He drives too fastly on the highway. Correct. He drives too fast on the highway. Explanation. Fast is both an adjective and an adverb. Fastly is not a word. Incorrect. That's an issue which we should discuss about. Correct. That's an issue we should discuss. Explanation. discuss, does not require the preposition, about, because it already means, talk about. Incorrect. I want to prevent him to make the same mistake. Correct. I want to prevent him from making the same mistake. Explanation. Prevent is followed by from and the gerund. Incorrect. He made me to wait for over an hour. Correct. He made me wait for over an hour. Explanation. After made, use the base form of the verb without to. Incorrect. She has a chance of winning the prize. Correct. She has a chance to win the prize. Explanation. Chance to win is more direct and precise in this context. Incorrect. The director, along with his team, were praised for their efforts. Correct. The director, along with his team, was praised for his efforts. Explanation. The subject of the sentence is the director, which is singular, so the verb must be was. 2. Incorrect. If I would have known about the meeting, I would have attended. Correct. If I had known about the meeting, I would have attended. Explanation. The correct past conditional form is if I had known, not would have. 3. Incorrect. The politicians' promises were far from being transparent, nor were they achievable. Correct. The politicians' promises were far from being transparent, nor were they achievable. Explanation. Nor requires a preceding negative element. In this case, the clause following, nor, needs to be structured as an independent clause with inversion. 4. Incorrect. The seminar, which we all thought would be cancelled, ended up to be a success. Correct. The seminar, which we all thought would be cancelled, ended up being a success. Explanation. Ended up being is the correct idiomatic expression, not ended up to be. 5. Incorrect. Despite of the challenges, the team succeeded in completing the project. Correct. Despite the challenges, the team succeeded in completing the project. Explanation. Despite does not require of to follow it. 6. Incorrect. This is one of those situations where everyone is in agreement, yet nothing gets done. Correct. This is one of those situations where everyone agrees, yet nothing gets done. Explanation. The phrase, in agreement, is wordy and less efficient than the verb, agrees, in this context. 7. Incorrect. The number of participants have increased dramatically over the past month. Correct. The number of participants has increased dramatically over the past month. Explanation. The number is singular, so the correct verb form is has. 8. Incorrect. The study focuses on how the new technology impact productivity in the workplace. Correct. Study focuses on how the new technology impacts productivity in the workplace. Explanation. Technology is singular, so the verb must be singular as well, impacts. 9. Incorrect. It is imperative that every student submits their assignment on time. Correct. It is imperative that every student submit their assignment on time. Explanation. In sentences expressing necessity, the subjunctive form, submit, without s, is used, regardless of the subject being singular. 10. Incorrect. Neither the team members nor the manager are willing to compromise. Correct. Neither the team members nor the manager is willing to compromise. Explanation. When two subjects are connected by neither, nor, the verb agrees with the subject closest to it, in this case, the manager, which is singular. 11. Incorrect. He was looking forward for the weekend when he could relax. Correct. He was looking forward to the weekend when he could relax. Explanation. The correct phrase is looking forward to, not looking forward for. 12. Incorrect. The professor claimed that none of his students were able to provide an adequate answer. Correct. The professor claimed that none of his students was able to provide an adequate answer. Explanation. None can be singular or plural, but here it refers to not one, so the singular verb was is more appropriate. 13. Incorrect. She will not accept the position unless the salary package will be competitive. Correct. She will not accept the position unless the salary package is competitive. Explanation. The verb following, unless, should be in the present tense, not future, as it indicates a condition. 14. Incorrect. The scientist discovered that neither of the chemicals react as expected. Correct. The scientist discovered that neither of the chemicals reacts as expected. Explanation. Neither is singular, so the verb should be reacts in the singular form. 15. Incorrect. Had I known about the changes, I would have prepared myself more better. Correct. Had I known about the changes, I would have prepared myself better. Explanation. More better is a redundancy, better is the correct comparative form. Incorrect. The more closer you are to the speaker, the easier it is to understand. Correct. The closer you are to the speaker, the easier it is to understand. Explanation. Closer is already in the comparative form, so more is unnecessary. 17. Incorrect. The situation is unique and unprecedented, and it's unlikely it would repeat again. Correct. The situation is unique and unprecedented, and it's unlikely it would repeat. Explanation. Repeat already implies again, so repeat again is redundant. 18. Incorrect. He argued whether the policy would actually be effective in the long term. Correct. He argued about whether the policy would actually be effective in the long term. Explanation. Argue needs about to introduce the object, and whether introduces the alternatives. 19. Incorrect. By the time she finishes her speech, the audience will have been left. Correct. By the time she finishes her speech, the audience will have left. Explanation. Will have been left is an incorrect passive construction. The correct phrasing is will have left. 20. Incorrect. They had hardly begun working when the power outage occurred. Correct. They had barely begun working when the power outage occurred. Explanation. Although hardly is acceptable in this sentence, barely avoids the potential for misinterpreting the negative connotation of hardly. Incorrect. The road led the mountain was in the steepness of the angle difficult to navigate. Correct. The road that led up the mountain was difficult to navigate due to its steep angle. Explanation. The original sentence has misplaced and confusing phrases that obscure the meaning. 2. Incorrect. By the time the rain stopped, the river was flooded with over which no bridge could crossing happened. Correct. By the time the rain stopped, the river was so flooded that no bridge could be crossed. Explanation. The sentence's structure is confused and illogical, requiring reorganization to convey a clear message. 3. Incorrect. The company, being of high success, has employees which enjoy the workplace of the good environment provided. Correct. The company, being highly successful, provides a good working environment that employees enjoy. Explanation. The sentence has jumbled syntax and unclear pronoun usage, making it almost incomprehensible. 4. Incorrect. Her speaking of the speech was done in the length of much too long, causing everyone in the audience boredom. Correct. Her speech was much too long, causing the audience to become bored. Explanation. The sentence is convoluted and redundant, requiring both simplification and reordering. 5. Incorrect. If the weather would have had been good, then the picnic could have had been able to happen with the attendance of all. Correct. If the weather had been good, then everyone could have attended the picnic. Explanation. The sentence suffers from awkward tense constructions and unnecessary words that obscure meaning. 6. Incorrect. The professor's critique was not only for the essay as whole but also for the writer's use of grammar inside of the content confusingly. Correct. The professor's critique focused not only on the essay as a whole but also on the writer's confusing use of grammar. Explanation. The original sentence mixes up word order and phrases, making it difficult to understand. 7. Incorrect. The house, standing since long time, with the roof of thatch, it was crumbling downwards already having been dilapidated. Correct. The thatched roof house, which had been standing for a long time, was already crumbling and dilapidated. Explanation. The sentence combines too many clauses and words inappropriately, causing confusion about the subject. 8. Incorrect. Upon the sight of the rainstorm begin it was made clear to us we wouldn't be able to safely arriving at the place. Correct. When the rainstorm began, it became clear that we wouldn't be able to arrive safely. Explanation. The original sentence is cluttered with awkward phrasing and incorrect tense use, making it hard to follow. Incorrect. Upon the sight of the rainstorm begin it was made clear to us we wouldn't be able to safely arriving at the place. Correct. When the rainstorm began, it became clear that we wouldn't be able to arrive safely. Explanation. The original sentence is cluttered with awkward phrasing and incorrect tense use, making it hard to follow. 9. Incorrect. Although having been considered that the policy would provide much help, it in the end was turned into nothing of what they said it'd become. Correct. Although the policy was expected to help, in the end, it achieved nothing close to what was promised. Explanation. The sentence has redundant and vague expressions that make its meaning difficult to grasp. 10. Incorrect. The machinery for the production of the new product, installed it was last year, and it hasn't been operating correct due to the error happened. Correct. The machinery for the new product, which was installed last year, hasn't been operating correctly due to a malfunction. Explanation. Misplaced modifiers and confusing verb structures cause the sentence to lose its meaning. 11. Incorrect. She to the store went yesterday, but upon arriving it was closed to her surprise and went to home. Correct. She went to the store yesterday, but when she arrived, it was closed, so she went home. Explanation. The word order is jumbled and lacks logical flow, making it almost impossible to understand. 12. Incorrect. For when the time has come for the meeting of the decision, the plans would have already changed by then in manner unexpectedly. Correct. By the time the decision meeting comes, the plans will have already changed unexpectedly. Explanation. The sentence has an unnatural structure and poor verb tense agreement, which obscures its meaning. 13. Incorrect. The museum, visited they all did last week, where they saw artifacts that were the old from times of the ancient past, was enjoyed. Correct. They visited the museum last week and enjoyed seeing ancient artifacts. Explanation. The sentence is overly complicated with awkward phrasing, making it difficult to follow. 14. Incorrect. After have finished of the presentation, was it difficult to understand the question in which was asked by the audience? Correct. After finishing the presentation, it was difficult to understand the audience's question. Explanation. The original sentence has incorrect word forms and misused phrases that disrupt its clarity. 15. Incorrect. With the preparation for the exam the studying was done but yet no readiness could they to feel. Correct. Although they had studied for the exam, they still didn't feel ready. Explanation. The sentence mixes word order and fails to convey a clear, logical flow of ideas. 16. Incorrect. His travel plans, across the country for the purpose of exploring sites, they were made hastily and then changed afterwards with suddenness. Correct. His travel plans to explore sites across the country were made hastily and then suddenly changed. Explanation. The sentence suffers from awkward phrasing and redundancy, making it difficult to understand. 17. Incorrect. At the meeting, many were topics discussed, but nothing of the important issue brought was up until the very end. Correct. Many topics were discussed at the meeting, but the important issue wasn't brought up until the very end. Explanation. The sentence has a convoluted structure that muddles its meaning. 18. Incorrect. The solution that was provided to the problem, it could not working due to the error that in was made calculations. Correct. The solution provided to the problem didn't work due to a calculation error. Explanation. The sentence uses confusing word forms and phrase order, which obscure its intent. 19. Incorrect. Upon seeing the documents which were crucial for the project's completion, it was decided the team members would to start working immediately without delay. Correct. After seeing the crucial documents for the project, the team decided to start working immediately. Explanation. The sentence has unnecessarily complicated phrasing, which makes it unclear and awkward. 20. Incorrect. During the event, the speaker, whom everyone expected, came late, and his speech, of which was short, failed to impress much. Correct. During the event, the speaker, who everyone expected, arrived late, and his short speech failed to impress. Explanation. The sentence is overly convoluted and grammatically incorrect, making it hard to comprehend. Solving almost incomprehensible sentence correction questions requires a combination of skills in grammar, syntax, and logical flow. Here are some tips to help you approach these complex errors. 1. Identify the main subject and verb. Tip. Look for the core subject and verb that carry the sentence. Sometimes, sentences become confusing when there are too many unnecessary phrases or clauses. Stripping these away can help reveal the main idea. Example. The machinery for the production of the new product, installed it was last year, and it hasn't been operating correct due to the error happened. Focus on The machinery hasn't been operating correctly due to a malfunction. 2. Simplify overly complex sentences. Tip: when faced with convoluted or confusing sentence structures, simplify the sentence by removing redundant information and focusing on clarity. Example: with the preparation for the exam, the studying was done, but yet no readiness could they to feel. Simplified: although they studied for the exam, they still didn't feel ready. 3. Fix verb tense issues. Tip: many sentences suffer from incorrect tense usage or mixing up multiple tenses. Make sure the tense is consistent and matches the intended meaning. Example: if the weather would have had been good, then the picnic could have had been able to happen with the attendance of all. Corrected: if the weather had been good, everyone could have attended the picnic. 4. Address misplaced modifiers. Tip: check for misplaced modifiers, which can make a sentence confusing. Ensure that descriptive words and phrases are placed next to the words they modify. Example: the house, standing since long time, with the roof of thatch, it was crumbling downwards, already having been dilapidated. Corrected: the thatched roof house, which had been standing for a long time, was crumbling. 5. Check pronoun agreement and clarity. Tip: pronouns like it, they, or which can cause confusion if it's not clear what they refer to. Make sure that pronouns are used correctly and refer to a clear antecedent. Example: the solution that was provided to the problem, it could not working due to the error that in was made calculations. Corrected: the solution to the problem didn't work due to a calculation error. 6. Watch out for redundant words. Tip: remove words or phrases that are repetitive or unnecessary. Redundancy often makes sentences difficult to follow. Example: by the time the rain stopped, the river was flooded with over which no bridge could crossing happened. Simplified: by the time the rain stopped, the river was too flooded to cross. 7. Ensure logical flow. Tip: ensure that ideas in the sentence are logically connected. Sometimes, sentences will jump between ideas without clear transitions, making them hard to follow. Example: upon the sight of the rainstorm begin, it was made clear to us we wouldn't be able to safely arriving at the place. Corrected: when the rainstorm began, it became clear that we couldn't arrive safely. 8. Focus on correct prepositions. Tip: many errors arise from the misuse of prepositions. Make sure that the preposition matches the phrase that follows and provides the right relationship between elements of the sentence. Example: the professor's critique was not only for the essay as whole but also for the writer's use of grammar inside of the content confusingly. Corrected: the professor's critique was not only for the whole essay but also for the writer's confusing use of grammar. 9. Check for parallelism. Tip: ensure that lists or comparisons follow parallel structure, where the sentence components verbs, nouns, adjectives are consistent in form. Example: the road led the mountain was in the steepness of the angle difficult to navigate. Corrected: the road leading up the mountain was difficult to navigate because of its steep angle. 10. Reorganize sentence structure. Tip: sometimes, simply reorganizing a sentence can solve the confusion. Read through the sentence, reorder the words, and break it into smaller, simpler parts if necessary. Example: the machinery, for the production of the new product, installed it was last year, and it hasn't been operating correct due to the error happened. Corrected: the machinery for the new product, installed last year, hasn't been operating correctly due to an error. General strategy for tackling incomprehensible sentences. Read the sentence aloud. This can often help spot awkward phrasing or errors in sentence flow. Break the sentence into parts. Mentally divide the sentence into smaller chunks: subject, verb, object, etc. Eliminate unnecessary words. Strip the sentence of extra modifiers, unnecessary adjectives, adverbs, and confusing clauses. Check grammar rules. Focus on specific grammar points like subject-verb agreement, verb tense, pronoun reference, and modifiers. Reconstruct the sentence. Rearrange the sentence elements into a logical order that makes sense and flows smoothly. By applying these tips, you'll be able to clarify even the most confusing and convoluted sentences.